Hi, I'm Vanita, I'm the founder of Blink Brow Bar, and I'm very excited to present another episode of Thread Talks. And we asked you what you'd like to, who you'd like to hear more from, and there was a resounding request for makeup artists. So who better to have than Hannah Martin, incredible makeup artist who's worked with Bobbi Brown for 15 years, makeup artist to many celebrities, royals, very well known for bridal makeup in particular. So I thought she'd be the perfect person to chat. Welcome, Hannah.
Hi, Vanita. How are you?
I'm great, and it's so nice to see you.
I know, it's been too long.
It has been too long, and we've worked together over the years, and you have even helped us with some of our products and how to make them better. And so I just thought you were the perfect person to come and chat at Makeup and Brows with.
Thanks for having me.
I just want to jump in there and ask you, I mean, you've done makeups for so many well-known stars that obviously we can't talk about, but I was just wondering, is there someone who you would really like to get your hands on and do their makeup?
Yes. How long have you got? Do you know what? I'd love to get my hands on the entire Bridgerton cast. I just think it's the best cast ever.
Actually, a question that I really wanted to ask you, and this is sort of tipping over into a catwalk. Everyone is asking me about skinny brows and saying, is it really a trend?
Who knows if skinny brows will actually become like a full-on trend? Like it bona fide was, right, and has been many times over
definitely a
throughout
Kate Moss
history.
thing, and she carried it off really well. But then we have so many customers coming back saying, okay, that was a mistake, because brows don't grow back easily.
Right.
You know, and I think you can create quite a sleek look through brow products.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you could go all out and glue your brows down and then go over with foundation, then draw on a skinny brow. Like that's what people have done for decades, right? Century, to disguise eyebrows. And I mean literally get your Pritt stick, take it through your brows, flatten them down, then sponge over your foundation and then draw on whatever shape of brow you wish. Lots of brands are now doing, because you know kind of the bleach brow look is quite a trend, so lots of people are making essentially brow gels that you and I know of, but in kind of foundation tones to create that slightly bleached brow look. So that's one way where you could kind of bleach out the look of your brows and then just fill in a much slimmer brow if
That's
you so
actually
wish.
quite a good tip, because I think, you know, I've always said don't pluck them away, but maybe that is a great hack.
Yeah, it's a great hack if you want to experiment with the look. I think the thing that's always frustrated me with skinny brows is I think people can sometimes then get lost with the shape if they're not following, you know, their natural brow line. And I don't know about you, but I've got, you know, a slightly raised area under the head of my brow. So whenever I've gone too slim there, you can see the kind of the contour of the skin.
It can look odd.
Yeah.
So I do think you need to follow your individual natural shape. Don't mess with the shape, and brow mapping as well. I think just make sure that you get the start in the right place, the arch, and then the ends. In the mornings, do you do your brows before your makeup, or do you tend to do the makeup and the brows come after?
I don't do my brows first. I know a lot of makeup artists, especially now actually, will carve out the brow first, do the brow and then work around that.
Yeah.
I actually am a bit more slapdash and I'll get all my skincare on, I'll get all my kind of base product on, and then I'll fiddle with my brow. I think it's because I want to be able to be slapdash with my base and I don't want it to interfere with any brow work I've done. So I will do my brows before I do my eyeshadow, and then actually setting them with the clear brow gloss is one of the last things I do, and I've just learnt that over time.
I tend to do mine after, but it's a question people often ask.
Yeah, and it's totally personal preference. I think the reason why maybe some people have seen lots of makeup artists do brows first is the carving out trend, where, you know, it's almost like the brow is framed with concealer first, and then kind of you apply foundation around the edges of the concealer. I'm not in the practice of carving out brows.
And I suppose carving's less of an issue if you've had your brows shaped. So often, you know, I think if you get your brows shaped beautifully by professionals such as Blink, and then you don't have to worry so much.
Absolutely. And I always say to clients, if they're at all concerned, or if people say to me, you know, on social media, oh, I love your eyebrows or whatever, I'm like, well, yeah, I've had them shaped.
I met you at QVC. We were doing some filming. You gave me a fantastic beauty tip with how to put blusher on, and you just said scrape it up and then flick. And I'm really terrible at putting blusher on, and I have done that ever since. And I have to say, it's really helped me. And I just wondered if you've got any other one great beauty tip you could share, and it doesn't have to be to do with brows, but just...
It's tricky because I feel like there are so...
I know, I bet.
Like so many things. I love stealing your hack, which is, you know, when we started doing brow pinching, like that's just
Yes.
amazing. And who knew that like all that kind of tension in your shoulders could be relieved through brow pinching? I think for me, one of my favourite things is just like facial massage. I puff up really easily. And just a bit of massage, a bit of lymphatic drainage, and it like your face shape changes in front of your eyes. Or just avoid loads of salt the day before you've got a big shoot or something. It's always the salt that makes you puff.
You spend a lot of time doing brides, some very famous brides. Do you have, you know, I know there are a lot of weddings taking place now, especially post-pandemic. Do you have any top tips for brides and their brows?
Go and see someone to get your brows professionally shaped. It just alleviates any stress of getting it wrong. It completely changes the look of someone's face.
Yeah.
When brows are tinted and shaped and then perfected, like so often I end up with my brides not doing a huge amount of brow work because the tinting, the threading creates such a beautiful brow. So yeah, get your brows tinted
To
and threaded
schedule
and
that
shaped.
in.
Yeah,
And I
even
think
the
practice, you know, go well in advance of your wedding day and just make sure you've got the colour right, the shape right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And thanks so much for coming today, Hannah, with all your invaluable insights into brows, makeup.
Thanks for having me.